I changed the music, Kinsman. It was a ballad, and you were crying for the first 2 minutes.
No.
Quit crying.
Now, you told me to, the day you were in Cuba or that week, I changed the music, you said.
Elevator
it was
music.
ballady. I think that's balladier than what I had for a
You got elevator
that
music.
week. I had elevator music. Mine was more upbeat, though.
Your music's, well, and be warned, I'm not going to be here Thursday night, by the way, pal. And
we're
who knows
going to see what happens.
Do.
Yeah, who knows what's going to happen. We're going to get a guest host, co-host that night. Yeah, so
we got a long list of people that want to join us.
Well, maybe this fine gentleman in the center seat. We're going to call it the. He's sitting in the captain's seat tonight. He's, people are going to be commenting, hey, I got a water main break. They know him from the city of Timmins and, Public Works Department, but you're now retired. And, of course, you'll see him at the airport snapping amazing pics. The Northern Flying Chef is his Facebook page. Noel Belair is in Studio 67 tonight.
Thank you very much.
This is how I introduce myself. He's pretty late to the game there, eh?
Late to the game.
And we should say, Noel, once we're done the chat, Kinsman's been bragging all day how he's the real aviator.
That I know more about aviation.
It's about
than,
time
Noel does.
you admit to your bragging.
Well, he's got the name, he's noted as the Timmins Top Gun. So we're going to find out who is the top gun when it comes to, who's the top of the class when it comes to aviation photos.
Do you call yourself the Timmins Top Gun?
No, Mark has obviously done that to me.
Mark invented that, yeah.
I might
just
let
like
him
Pack the Mac. So anytime you say the Timmins Top Gun, I get 25 cents.
I might let him win. I might give him the edge.
Yeah.
So we're going to have name this plane. And we'll see if maybe Kinsman's right. Maybe he is a maverick.
We're going to find out who knows what about airplanes.
Who's Maverick? Who's Goose?
That's right.
So
well, we already had this. Yeah. Goose didn't fare too well. I don't want to be Goose.
Is it going to be the guy that owns a plane and flies them, or the guy who drinks my coffee in the morning? Who knows? Stay tuned.
Well, we'll figure that out after the break tonight. But let's dive right in, or should we say fly right into it?
Oh no!
You're getting some some big props for another successful Young Eagles Day, which took a bit of hiatus. 3 years, obviously with COVID, you brought it back with a vengeance Saturday.
Yeah, with the COVID, obviously, that put a damper on thing. And the passing of a few of our members and Lloyd Richards, who was instrumental in bringing the Young Eagles to Timmins, it was time to bring it back. Our group tried last year. The timing just didn't work. This year, everything worked well. We got into the Sportsman Show. At the last minute, they wanted us to put in an aviation.
Which was a good last-minute plug, because that's where you got all your registration.
Exactly. We got into the Sportsman Show a couple of minutes before the end of the clock, did a little bit of advertising there, had a lot of feedback on, are you bringing the Young Eagles back? And we had 75 that just signed up that night. And
Which is amazing.
Being that we're bringing this back, it was really scary because it's a new venture for us all over again. Because Lloyd wasn't here, he was the one that built this thing in Timmins. And without his knowledge here, we had to take this over and start from scratch. So I didn't want to get to the point where we could not bring the kids up. So to be able to say we could take more and not have the airplanes, or vice versa, it was a touch and go situation. So we ended up faring really well. Excellent turnout.
In excellent weather, you couldn't ask for a better window. You had, you were saying the weather with the heat, obviously with the smoke in the air, things were clear for that.
Yeah, we had the rain Friday night, and then we had the smoke on Sunday. Well, Saturday we had probably about a 5-hour window, and at the top end of that 5-hour window is when the wind started to pick up. So we managed to get our kids in and out and up in the air, gave them a tour around Timmins, and got a lot of smiles.
Yeah, lots of people posting their pics from Saturday. And again, if they haven't, you're encouraging them to post them right to your page there, the Northern Flying Chef.
All the pictures from the Young Eagles that we've got are on my page, the Northern Flying Chef. We have our EAA page, the Lloyd Richards chapter, the Timmins Flying Club chapter. We're putting pictures up on there at the same time. We're trying to reach as many people as we can out there that did have their families out there that didn't have a chance to get that picture. They're out there.
So it's my turn to ask a question. Kinsman, you're greedy.
I'm
okay,
Goose.
so Ronnie's going to post the link actually to your page.
Great.
For folks. Dwayne had said you did an amazing job, Noel, and you made a lot of kids smile. So for folks who may not be aware of what the Young Eagles program is, can you explain it in a language even Mark and I would understand?
So essentially, the Young Eagles came out with a program many, many years ago, way before me. Lloyd Richards, like I said, was instrumental bringing it to Timmins. It's essentially the kids that are between 8 and 17, and the criteria, you have to be 8, and you cannot be 18. So if your birthday's a week away after the date, we just can't take you. It's a legality-wise. So in between that age category, you sign up. Genia Financial did all of our signing up again this year and did all the paperwork for us. They're a great company over there. Yeah. And once that's signed up and we start to see how many kids we've got, I find out how many planes we have and I give them that number. And we come up with a number of how many kids per hour that we can fly within reason. They're given a time slot. Okay. So you've got your kid, you got a time slot, and it's 9 o'clock. So you're going to be there a little bit early. And you get a debrief from a briefing from the Genia Financial Group on what to do, and this is how it's going to work
and your
out.
Coffee in the Porter Lounge,
and
all
you get
that
your
fun
coffee
stuff, and a bag of pretzels.
That's right. And then
as you're waiting.
out you go, and we end up putting these kids in different planes. Yeah. We don't, over the years, we have never put kids that are in the same family together, just out of safety reasons. You just never know. So if you have 2 or 3 kids that are going for the Young Eagles, they're separated in planes.
Ah, that makes sense.
That way it's just a safety thing. So once they get into the planes, they get a quick briefing from the pilot, explaining them what's going on in the airplane and what to do, what not to do, seat belts and stuff like that. And then we take off, we taxi off. Now, depending on the wind of the day, depicts what traffic
route you do,
and what runway.
Because you said you guys went back. You did the backwards route because of the wind.
We usually do the Walmart, Porcupine Dome loop around towards Big Water 655, and then come back in. And again, depending on the winds, we'll back it and turn it the other way. Depending on the winds, we'll use a different runway. Saturday was a perfect day. We were able to go down to runway 03 and basically head north. Hangar right, which was the nose wind, and kind of get up a little bit further off the ground, and then do a clockwise loop over Big Water, 655, come over the Porcupine Lake, the Dome, come straight down towards Walmart, and then you loop back in, you land on 03, and you just keep the flow going a lot better. You don't have to backtrack on the traffic and whatnot. It was a great day.
Here's what I took out of this, Kinsman. And I don't know how I feel about it. So
you need air to keep it.
They do
airborne.
Separate the kids, which I agree. Yeah. And especially if CEOs or a board flies, they'll separate the board. You and I, they just stuck together. So if they go, they go.
So, if something happens,
no consequences.
KINZ and KLOMP
for one.
Completely wiped out in one flight. But knock on wood, nothing happens. You never. Obviously, you need to plan for that. That kind of thing, but it's nice that things go very smoothly. And again, thumbs up to our pilot. We had Bill Chisholm who took us up there, Dr. Bill Chisholm.
So once the kids go up and we do the loop and we come back and land, we wait, we taxi back in, and we wait for the marshal that takes care of all the airplanes to physically stop us. We stop the airplane, again for safety, and then once one of the volunteers comes to our airplane, we open the door, we let out the kids, we sign off some certificates, we give it to them, and that goes back to the Genia Financial Group where they get the final certificate, stuff like that. They get a ticket for a free hot dog. We had free chips from one local corner store, free chocolate bar from another local corner store. We had the hot dog that was donated from the McIntyre Catering Club. They sponsored our whole group for the barbecue themselves for the hot dog. So thanks, guys.
Yeah, so we love Joanne.
My question is, so how long to the first day I step in a plane until I'm like Maverick and Top Gun fighting the bad guys in the Middle East going straight up? What was that, an F-14?
An F-14, F-15, F-18, anyhow. A little bit more horsepower than the Piper that we saw fly.
It is quite a process. So if someone's interested in becoming a pilot, what's the first step? Is there a school?
There's no school in Timmins per se. I was fortunate that I was able to find one in Earlton back in 2017. So you need to take what's called a ground school to start off with. I did mine online, and once I was finished there, and that was in the fall of 2016, the winter of 2016. Yeah. The spring of 2017 is when I found out about Earlton. I went to Earlton, and it's literally in 6 months is what it took from start to finish is where I went in.
Did you do all your schooling?
did all my schooling in Earlton, did my flying in Earlton. I had 2 weekends in at 16 hours, and my instructor said, you've been basically flying since we started, so you're good to go solo alone. I got up in the air and I was
how is it when they say it's time to go solo? Are you
at first you're like,
buckets?
wow, no. At first glance, I've got this, right? Yeah. You get down to the end of the runway, you're like, wow, this is pretty good. And then you take off down the runway, and when you physically pull back and you're off the ground,
you're like, shit, this is
and
in
then
my
you look
hands
beside
now.
you,
Like,
and
wow,
there's nobody there. You don't have that redundancy. That's where you're like, knees are knocking, and you're kind of like, oh my god, I have to
changing
land.
your shorts.
So you end up doing a loop and you land. The first landing I ever did by myself, landed a little bouncy, but it worked. My second and my third one, I don't look back because they got better after that. You just get better at it.
As they say, grease the landing.
You have to practice. That's the big thing with.
Is that a saying in aviation? Grease the landing?
Yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah.
Probably more.
Never heard of that.
More for water planes.
Grease it or make some noises and kind of screech your way down. It's another.
Well, as they say, any landing that you can walk away from is a good landing.
Is a safe landing. Yeah, that's right.
People say that.
You need to knock off the same amount of takeoffs as landings. If one doesn't balance with the other, there might be an issue.
Well, even leading up to Saturday, seeing you do your pre-flight on Friday, you were doing landings and takeoffs just to prepare for Saturday's flights.
A big part of me, I wanted to make sure that I was really in the groove and I really got to understand the airplane even more. So on the Thursday, I was up by myself. It was cloudy, but around the airport, it was visible enough and there was no wind, so it was kind of perfect. So what I did is I took off of one runway, and I told the tower, I said, I'm just going to sit out here, and I'm going to just do a bunch of touch and goes, which are essentially taking off, landing, taking off, landing, taking off, landing.
And they let you do that as long as there's no big traffic coming in?
Exactly. You call it in, and you just tell them what you're going to do, and they will accommodate you. These people up there, they're great. So I basically took off at 03, I landed on 10. I took off at 10, I landed on 28. So I just kept doing a loop around the airport, and you get better as you do it, and a little bit of wind here and there, but you have to learn that in those bad situations.
So if you're up in your plane and you say like you're up and down and you're practicing your landings, you're getting your hours in.
Yep.
Are you? Excuse my lack of knowledge about this, but are you allowed to zip anywhere in the air you wish, or do you have to follow a specific path that's approved by flight control?
There's certain rules and regulations we have to follow by. So essentially under 3,000 feet, you kind of tell everybody over a different frequency once you get out of the Timmins zone.
Yeah.
And you just call out every 10, 15 minutes is what I learned. And basically saying, hey, it's Noel, this is my airplane, and I'm over this place, and I'm 2,700 feet. If there's anybody else in the area, let me know. Okay. So if you're coming the other way, oh yeah, I'm coming close, I'll go around you, you go around me. If you're above the 3,000 foot level and you're going certain ways, the rule of thumb is east your least, west is best, and I'm VFR, which means I have to see what I'm doing.
You got to see and follow. You got to follow the roadways as well.
Not necessarily. Those are nice because they can physically tell you where you are. So you could take off from Timmins, and I'll use Earlton for an example. You fly up the Highway 101, and then you turn Highway 11, and you can follow the highway. You can't get lost.
That is a smart way.
Now. And I did my cross countries from Earlton to Sudbury and North Bay and back. So same thing. You go to North Bay, there's a highway. If you go to Earlton, there's bush. And there's water. And you're physically following a map to be able to get, and that's how you have to learn, to be able to get from one place to the other. And you've got your compass, and you've got the wind, and you're taking that into consideration.
Trust that everything's lined up properly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And moving past that, now with the iPads, with the ForeFlight, it's just...
that's what you use?
I'm happy, I'm happy you mentioned iPads, because when you drive to Iroquois Falls, you can't even check your email because you have no data. Yeah. You were up in the plane, and he's got
the
perfect
best
signal,
the best service in the world. I guess planes are equipped with some good radio.
When you told me we could do a live up there, like, no, he's lying to us. Get up there, the best reception I've had
we
in my
ever had.
life.
Yeah.
As you go really high, then you start to lose it. But generally around the area
here, what 3,000, I guess, for
2,700
for
feet.
us, eh?
Yeah, we for Young Eagles we were 2,500 feet, which is essentially 1,500 feet above the ground. We go by mean sea level, so we're actually so it's all constant kind of thing.
Joanne says there's no fly zones, LOL. She's defeating the purpose that there is no, what's the saying? No bad questions?
Yeah, no.
I guess there is one.
There are no bad questions.
Joanne thinks there is one. So there's no fly
apart from, and she is right to a certain extent, there are some spots where there's no fly zones, and it depends on some levels.
Yeah, Area 51 around here would be what?
Yeah, Porcupine Lake.
Porcupine Lake.
No,
my area.
basically, like, especially with the fires that are going on around Timmins right now, if they get to a point where they're really out of hand, they will actually put a no-fly zone around that area.
Right. Well, smoke is bad for the engine.
Totally agree. And you know what? These people have a job to do. Stay away from them. You want to go sightseeing, go somewhere else. Don't be out there taking pictures above them. They have enough to worry about than not having somebody above you.
So when you're in the air on Saturday, are you over the smoke?
Nope. We were actually all around. Saturday worked out so perfect. We had that window that the winds were very low and the smoke stayed on the outskirts. So you were physically able to fly around. And I was telling the kids, I says, we're at Porcupine Lake. I says, there's the airport. And you can physically poke it over and show them exactly where it was. So it gives them a good representation on how big the city actually is.
Well, it's amazing what you can see, like the visual, line of sight from that height.
Yep.
Yeah. It is an awesome view up there, and you hadn't had an opportunity. So since you tell us a little bit about, owning a plane and the maintenance. Now, obviously, everyone associates with owning a plane. You have to have millions of dollars, which
or
Mark
rich
and I
buddies,
don't.
Or buddies,
or
rich buddies.
Everybody's chipping in. That's it.
But you have a plane, you get to utilize it. You share it with a group of folks.
So in our situation here, we actually have the Cherokee Piper 140 that used to belong to Lloyd Richards. We're fortunate to keep the history in Timmins. This was his little toy that he babied and never really used it a lot. He flew the Young Eagles with the Cessna, which is the higher wing with the double doors. It was easier for the kids to get in and out, and himself also. This one here was a side, so myself and a few guys got together. We picked it up. It's staying here in Timmins. We have it in a hangar.
You're babying it. It's now your new baby.
And it's essentially a vehicle. It's the cost of a vehicle. There's a little bit more maintenance as far as taking care of it.
Obviously, annual.
So our annual, it runs about let's say $1,500 a year, and it's meticulously checked over by an airplane mechanic. I'm fortunate enough that I know the gentleman, and I help out because I'm a hands-on kind of guy, and I want to learn because you never know, right? So we save a few bucks there. But then there's regular oil changes that when you fly it at a certain amount of hours, you have to change the oil. And then there's corrosion checks and stuff like that. And then obviously there's the fuel to be able to fly around. So that's part of it that you pay on your own as you fly.
Right, Yeah, you can't leave it. Well, you have to have a full tank anyway.
Correct.
That's the rule of thumb there. You need to at least have what, a 3-hour window?
No, it's a half-hour window at
Okay.
the end. So whatever your flight planning is you have to leave a half hour during the day, just in case something happens that you might have to deviate to another airport. With our airplane, we can run 4 hours of fuel, and let's face it, you can only go so far without having to use a restroom break. So you could easily fly from here to North Bay, land, restroom break, kind of stretch, and then jump up and then go down.
Well, I was more interested in this Casino Rama run you're talking about because the Devil Airport by Rama.
Not far back.
It's fly in there now.
You fly in there, have lunch, see a machine or two, and right back to Timmins.
Yep, they've got it's called Tailwinds Restaurant down there.
Awesome. There's
one in North Bay that's opened up. It's called the Flight Deck. And it's kind of funny because a lot of my videos, I'll say from the flight deck, here we are, and then they open up this. So I really want to go down there and do a video down there.
And do one and say, hey, I'm actually at the flight deck.
I know someone who could do a video for him. Hey,
yes.
Hey, Kinsman,
we could head on down.
If you bring us
But then again, you were joking. The plane we took, we went for our flight with Bill Chisholm.
Correct.
Because his can accommodate more weight. What was the joke there? With us three in your Piper, we need about 10,000 feet of runway to get off the ground.
Exactly. So Bill's got a bigger engine and he's got a bigger airplane, so he was able to accommodate the weight behind you guys.
So what he's saying, if we want to go to Rama, more treadmill.
You got to lose some weight. Well, when I went up with
Kinsman looks good. Though.
Well, I went up with Noel. What was it? It was a couple of years back. And you were just getting used to, flying with someone in the passenger seat. So here I'm sitting in the passenger seat. You were getting used to adjusting the weight, and we took off like this. Mark needs to lose a few pounds there, but we made it.
Troy says, can you pop up Troy's comment?
What's Troy saying?
There you go, Kinsman.
Troy says, incredible to see the program up and running. Thank you to all the sponsors, volunteers, and Noel for spearheading the 2023 EAA Young Eagles Fly Day.
And a lot of people, I should say, and I agree with the decision, because once you filled the registrations at the Sportsman Show, you know, you realize you only have so many planes, so many pilots, so many hours. So that's why you were hesitant to take walk-ins of the day, because you didn't want a child come and want to fly, and you just physically
And
it was
disappoint.
impossible to do it.
That's
Yeah,
the
it makes
last
sense.
thing you want to do when you're
Yeah.
doing something like this, having somebody come in, and, especially a child, that, or an 8-year-old, 9-year-old, and they're so pumped and they heard about this, and you go, no, we can't anymore. So you don't want to go there. Now, with this year behind us, looking into next year, getting some more exposure.
You're going to have more weeks to register.
Well,
more
having some
people.
extra more weeks, but at the same time is to be able to recruit more airplanes, maybe from the area, maybe not from the area. We had a gentleman come up from Sudbury that called me up, Jeff Cartman, and he said, if you're going to do this, he says, I will be there.
And he flew up just for that.
He flew up on Saturday morning from Sudbury, flew Young Eagles, and then flew back at the end of the shift. And
wow.
like, it's so appreciating. And if we can get another 3, 4, 5 airplanes, it's 10 airplanes, but now it's a lot in the loop that you're trying to keep track of, that's where FSS, the flight services, comes into play. They need to know where all the airplanes are at the same time. So if we come up with a plan, you can't deviate and do what you want. Because we need to know where you are at all times. So it's a
So
big
they do
safety
have
thing.
fly zones
leader.
that day.
Yes,
eh?
so
fly
fly
zones
zones.
that day, Joanne. You can't zigzag, that, as they say.
No, can't zigzag. But it's exciting. And again, seeing all the smiles, the smiles paint the picture of how awesome that day is. And you bringing it back to life in Timmins.
We planned it out.
Yeah.
I spoke with the people from Air Quebec, Air Thunder, Orange, M&R.
And they were all
on board, but knowing that anything could possibly happen where something can't make it. They all committed to helping out to a certain extent, but M&R actually called me the night before and he said, we can't leave you a helicopter. There's a fires up in Kirkland Lake, and that happens. So be it. You need to get that work done. But then when I came in the next morning and I'm seeing all these big bombers, I went, oh boy, look at this. Yeah. And then the little air tractors, all these little Dusties were sitting there. Now that's my heart. I've seen Dusties, the Disney's planes so many times. They were out there taking off and doing their thing. Perimeter was there with 2 of their big Dash 8s kind of parked there. So the kids were walking through
and the
these
Air
big
Orange is also a nice spectacle
beautiful,
as well.
planes. We had a couple of turboprops. We had some private jets.
You don't realize how small it is when you're in that Air Orange as a passenger, let alone, or a patient, I should say, but let alone picturing the crew in there keeping you stable while you're flying.
It was phenomenal. We had so many airplanes out there. It was more than what I expected. It's just the way it worked out. Is it possible one year that we can't get a few? We worked out this year that they were all there, so they were that much more entertaining for the kids.
They love to give back and to be the mentors for a lot of the little eyes look up to those pilots.
And there's also a little bit behind it where all the companies are also going, if we can entertain these kids to come in, one day they can be pilots and it's more exposure for them. There is a big shortage of pilots in general, so this is a big recruitment thing to help them out. So my big saying is, at 8 years old, we can take you up as a young eagle, bring you up and give you that bug, that freedom of flight. If you go into the Air Cadets, now I believe it's 12 years old, now you can get into the Air Cadets and you get that more training through them. They'll get you through the gliders. And for the right people, I've heard that they'll actually go through and get your private pilot's license. And they'll guide you through that. Cool. So now as they get older and they get beyond the Air Cadets, they come back to our group as a member of the private pilot community or commercial pilots, and I basically call it the circle of life. Now they come back in and they can start it all over again. So it's our circle of life.
There you go.
Where are we on that circle of life, Kinsman? We're getting near the top there.
We're on the top half of the sphere.
But it is a beautiful thing, and we do really appreciate everything you did for us and bringing us up in the air.
That was awesome. And again, props to Bill Chisholm. He's got a nice plane. That's a nice plane.
Oh, that's a beautiful plane. Cherokee 6, 6 passenger.
Do you know, Kinsman, he goes to the Bahamas, and he said he'd take us there. Like, people don't realize when they tell me things, even if it's a joke, I'll call him the next day.
Yeah.
All right,
Bill,
suitcase
KLOMP knows where you live now.
I really do take people up on those joke
be hiding
offers.
in the hangar.
Who's
this guy?
Never offer me anything, Kinsman, because I take it literally.
The minute he said we can be in the Bahamas in 8.5 hours, he's like, okay, let's go.
Exactly. I would go right now.
Like, go
in that little plane. Like little plane, but it did pack some horsepower. Now the average flight speed. What were the kids flying at there? That's
we're
like
running about 110 10 knots, give or take. So if you almost double it up, so you're 200 kilometers an hour on average is where you basically go around.
110 knots is 200 kilometers an hour, the math?
Yep, give or take in there.
I can't figure out this. So
It's
if you're going
just shy of double.
200 knots, how many kilometers are you going?
400.
So that's 400
So
kilometers
it's
an hour.
shy of 400. So
Okay.
someone wants to do the math,
Yeah.
380 probably somewhere in there, I'm assuming. So.
But they are going quick, and it's amazing how slow it feels you're going
Yeah.
when you're up there. But when we're out with Bill on our flight on Friday, seeing you flying around in your Piper, you're like, wow. You really,
little sports car in between.
zipping by. It's a
Yeah.
little sports car zipping by.
Chris says one of my clients is in cadets and told me he starts flying at 15 years old. 15.
It's crazy.
It is.
Start flying a
Yeah,
plane.
You want to start young, yes.
Yeah, you could
Young
potentially have your pilot's license before you're 16. The day you turn 16, you could just write the final exam and say, "Hey, Mom, bring me to the airport because I'm flying to Toronto." And that's just you're 16 years old. Like,
Right.
Yeah, that's
if you're ambitious enough to
Why not?
keep it going. Why
But
not?
the air-
And again, you was talking about young eagles. You were a late bloomer to get your pilot's
yeah.
license.
There's no aviation in my family. I just always looked up in the sky. Family, work, and just commitments just kind of went aside. And it's just one of those things. In 2011, I was fortunate to take a trip to Michigan with Lloyd and Stan McCooch. They offered me to jump in for the weekend, and I just was in awe, and I was just
You're
dumbfounded.
like, one day I'm going to fly this plane, and sure enough, you flew that plane.
So I
You're
flew that
flying it.
plane, and not that one. That was the Bonanza he had. It's sold, it's gone, but we do have his little Piper back. Fast forward a few years, I put it down. I just needed something to break away from my regular job, just to change my mindset. Just learning something different. So you have your stress of the job, and this is, although it was stress and it was something new, it was a good stress. So it keeps your mind changed. Fortunate enough, at 55, I'm flying a plane.
Flying a plane, and you're living your dream.
Yeah,
which is
and
amazing.
hopefully,
Yeah.
like I said, seeing the smiles is the big thing behind it. But just being able to take
Well,
some
look at
of
your
those-
smile in all those
Oh,
photos
yeah.
too, right? Who's got the bigger smile? I think Noel's got some of the bigger smiles in those pics. You can't chisel that off. No.
We're gonna find out here shortly who's gonna lead to your
Who's
smile.
the top gun?
My
for
bet's on
planes?
Noel, obviously, like
gonna
100
say
to
Noel.
0. We're gonna play. We're gonna head over to the green room, and we're gonna play Name This Plane.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna
Name
host
the
it.
plane.
Kinsman's been bragging all week.
And
about
here's the
this.
thing, it's legit. I have not seen any of these pictures of the
tried to
planes
peek,
for
and I
any
wouldn't
of
And
them.
he's smiling.
No.
And he's smiling.
I have
Okay.
not seen
I wouldn't
any
let
of
him.
these.
Trust me. He did try and peek though, and I caught him, and I kicked him off.
He booted me out of there. So it's going to be a legit test, and we'll see who comes back victorious.
So this year, I do have to say the 2023 Young Eagles would not have been a success without the local sponsorship that we've got. It's a big list. I can put them up on the site later. I do not want to forget anybody.
You know what? Go and post them on our comment thread. after.
We've got some great sponsorship from many of the companies in town that made the day free for the kids. And I can't stress that enough.
Even gas for the planes?
The gas for the planes, the avgas for the planes was completely paid for. The barbecue was paid for. Like I said, there was some local corner stores that just by talking and by saying, to be able to see the kids smile, they threw in. So that made a major.
To
that
them,
helped.
it's just a chocolate bar, but
Yeah.
to that kid, that's
Correct.
a million.
And
bucks.
all of
Yeah.
our volunteers, again, there's a long list behind them, but we had an amazing amount of volunteers that showed up and keep everybody safe. We had to keep them in certain areas and away from certain areas. And it was just phenomenal. The traffic through there, we had search and rescue there helping us out. Like, it was just superb. I can't stress that enough. It was great.
Yeah, amazing community partners.
Amazing community partners, and again, as they say, no I in team. I
Oh,
love this
God,
cliche.
you
A
can't-
lot
not
of
one show
amazing
without
backers
hearing
and
that.
volunteers.
Now, one show without hearing that.
And
cliche.
something to remember, 1 mile of a road only gets you 1 mile.
You like cliches too?
But a mile of a runway will introduce you to the world.
That's a pretty good one. I'll give him
does.
that. Those are the ones you got to start coming up with, Kinsman. Creative ones.
And if we're sitting in the Piper, we need 10,000 feet
10,000.
of runway.
Yeah. No, I and team. All right, Ronnie, roll the sponsors. When we get back, we're gonna see who's the most
Name
knowledgeable.
that plane.
Yeah, you're in trouble.
I'm
Kinsman.
gonna put my money on this guy.
I might let you win.
I'm throwing myself under the bus. He's the top guy.
setting yourself up for failure, just like you do with the Leafs. But we're not gonna win anyways.
Hey, there's always next year.
All right, Ronnie, roll our beautiful
Roll our
sponsors, and we'll be
sponsors.
right back.
And Sports for Kids Timmins wants you to tee it up for a terrific golf tournament coming up Sunday, July 16th at the Hollinger Golf Club. $125 per person, $100 for Hollinger Golf Club members. Includes 18 holes, golf cart, and brunch. Contact Sports for Kids today at sportsforkidstimmins@gmail.com to sign a team up. And the Stardust Festival coming up the week of August 25th through September 2nd. The festival will officially begin with an evening gala on Friday, August 25th at 6 p.m. at Cedar Meadows Resort and Spa. Reserve your tickets today for the gala on eventbrite.ca. And just for the fun of it, the mini putt and batting cages, contact Don Marcoux to book your tee time and have some summer fun. 705-264-7888. And Rock on the River, we're getting close. Country Night, Friday, July 21st, featuring Dallas Smith, James Barker Band, the Wreck Laws, Rosewood Avenue. Rock Night, Saturday, July 22nd, featuring the likes of Papa Roach, Default, Crown Lands, and Dopamine. Get your tickets at rotr.ca. And the Punjabi restaurant, located at 211A Algonquin Boulevard East, right across from City Hall. Dive into the Punjabi cuisine. In fact, if you watch KINZ and KLOMP every Thursday night, your chance to win a tally experience from Daisy Baines and the Punjabi restaurant. And Crafty Club at your local library. The Timmins Public Library wants you to drop in to join local craft enthusiasts to learn something new or create your own projects. Let's get crafty together with your Timmins Public Library. In DAP Cleaning Solutions, residential commercial cleaning excellence guaranteed. Contact Andrew N to book now for your carpet cleaning, strip, and wax jobs for your commercial unit today. 705-465-3500. And how about a free estimate from V&M Renovations? Do you have a kitchen, bathroom, bedroom reno? Contact Max and Justin today. 705-372-3832. V&M Renovations. And the Urban Park put on by the Downtown Timmins BIA, gearing up for some fun-themed summer weeks, including July 5th. Coming up soon, Carnival Week, followed by Superhero Week, Music Week, Christmas in July Week. Get all the fun-themed weeks online at your Downtown Timmins BIA. And the Cooperators Timmins, contact Sebastian Vermette and his team today for your local investment needs, life insurance plans. Call now or book a consultation. 239 Wilson Avenue. Call Sebastian, 705-264-4395. In Jackpot City Gaming, play some bingo, Vegas-style games, and they're now fully licensed for you at 251 First Avenue. And Royal LePage, have this guy seal your deal if you're buying or selling. Contact Albert Seal today. 705-465-3493. And Imagine Cinemas gearing up for No Hard Feelings, Indiana Jones, and The Flash on the big screen. Also, sensory-friendly movies coming back again this Saturday. All the showtimes and ticket information at imaginecinemas.com. And Lerone Timmins, lots of events online at leronetimmins.ca. And how about this? Timmins Little League Baseball gearing up for one big tournament. The Little League Ontario Minor Provincial Championships coming to Participa Park the weekend of July 28th through August 4th. Go, Lakes, go. And Dare Timmins putting out their free July event. It's a magic show featuring the amazing Renee, Thursday, July 6th at 3:30 at the Timmins Public Library. Get all the details on the Dare Timmins Facebook page.
All right, I'm your host, Jamie Klomp, and welcome.
Name that plane.
I'm the host, Kinsman.
Well, I've got the announcer.
Your job's
name
to
that plane. That's your voice. When it comes
your
to
job's to zip it as a contestant. Or I'm gonna disqualify you here. All right, so here's what I'm gonna get Ronnie to do.
All right.
You know what? He can keep the overlay up. He's doing a good job. Okay, so what my good friend Ronald is going to do, he is going to post a picture of a plane.
Yes. Of a plane or a plane?
Plane. Well, you're being a pain.
I'm a
in
pain
my
in the
ASS
ass.
there, Kinsman,
All right.
taking over the hosting duties.
I am.
And I'm going to say the first to answer correctly.
Yeah.
You got to let me ask the question first, okay? The first to answer correctly, I'm awarding a point. Do you accept the terms and conditions? All right, Ronnie, can you post the first picture?
First one.
Who is the owner or creator of this plane?
The Wright brothers.
I'm going to say the Wright brothers.
You're wrong, Kinsman, because you answered late.
I'm going to say Orville Wright.
Point
Orville
to
Wright.
Noel.
Do I get a point for
You
saying
get 0 points.
the first name?
0 points because Noel answered
right.
first. Did you understand?
And believe it or not, they thought those guys were insane and were supposed to be destined for the insane asylum. And look where planes are.
You don't get a point for adding to the answer because Noel answered first.
Well, did you know the guy who invented the Sikorsky helicopter also was executed because they said there's no way this thing's going to spin.
All right, Noel, we're going to get you to move over a little bit.
Useless information everybody's
Come on over towards me.
Ready?
Kinsman, you slide over a little bit. Okay.
He couldn't see the plane.
No, come on over here, Kinsman.
over this way? Yes,
You can
okay.
see the camera right there.
I can see.
All right, this question's going to be for Mark now. We're going to give him an opportunity.
To get back into
You'll
it?
get one guess.
So what's my
And if
plan?
you're wrong, okay, Ronnie, you got to let me ask the question first. Ronnie, post the picture, please, good sir. Okay. What movie is this plane from? And you'll have to navigate around the green screen, kids.
There it is. I am going to say that is Cast Away.
Oh,
Tom Hanks.
that's right.
Wilson.
And don't worry,
volleyball.
it was a very happy ending for that plane.
It was.
All right, so it's 1-1.
It's 1-1.
I'm surprised he got that. Yeah. He's never watched a movie before he got his girlfriend, and now he's watching movies.
I don't watch movies.
Tracy has me up to speed on all the currents.
Okay.
All right. Ready?
Now, let's go. This one's for Noel. Post the next picture there, Ronnie. Okay. I'm going to duck so you can see it, Noel.
There we go.
What plane is this, Noel?
For the President of the United States.
Yes.
And Air Force One.
Air Force One is...
There it is.
I'm the host, Kinsman.
All right.
It's 2-1
Well,
Noel.
I'm
You
clapping.
see how he's trying to take over?
Rudy,
I'm deducting a point for you for taking over. It's now
taking over the
2-0.
MC job.
All right, Kinsman.
All right. Is this my
No,
my question?
now it's between both of you.
Oh no.
All right, Ronnie.
uh-oh.
Let me ask the question first, and I'm even going to duck if you can't see the picture. Ronnie, next picture, please. Name this plane.
That's
Dusty.
Ty goes to the runner.
Tie goes to
the
Noel.
Flyers?
Noel.
Oh, come on, Ty goes to
3-0, kids.
Oh,
But
come on.
3-0 Noel.
That's Dusty. That's my little guys would know that, and
yeah,
that's how they refer to you when they used to see you fly in the air, and they still do.
That's pretty impressive.
Dusty.
3-0 Noel, though, is the update.
I'm trying to give you my sad sob story here to give me a point.
Okay, I'll give you an opportunity to get back
All right.
on the board.
Ready?
Because you've been penalized with deduction trying to take over a whole...
Penalized. for
Ronnie,
not knowing.
next
Okay.
picture, please.
Is this mine?
Yes.
All right.
Name what movie this airplane's from.
Geez, I'm going to say the movie Airplane.
The first one or the second one?
Number one with Leslie Nielsen.
You're correct. Can't believe you got that. Man, I thought I was going to stump you on this one. Pretty
Would've got
impressive.
me.
3-1.
Would have got me.
He's back on the board.
on the board.
That's right. A 3-1 deficit, just like
thinking it
Gillies.
was either between Airplane or a Bugs Bunny cartoon.
It is from the movie Airplane.
Yes, it is.
All right. This one's for Noel. Slide, please, Ronnie.
All right. I'll let you get out of the way.
Okay, Noel. This is a tough one. What
Yeah,
is
right.
this creation?
A snowflake.
It's close. This is a real tough one. What is this creation? It's going to be hard.
Ice cube. In that coded category? Mm-hmm. Iceberg?
Okay.
Okay.
Mark, do you want to try and answer this to steal a point?
I'm going to say a ball of paper.
It's a Mark's version of creating a paper airplane.
That's my paper airplane.
No points awarded. 3-1.
Nothing. Joanne said
through
that
one.
was an iceberg, too.
An iceberg. That's your paper airplane. You didn't notice it?
That wasn't mine. No.
All right. Next slide,
Next
please,
slide,
Ronnie.
here we go.
This is going to be a timed one. Whose airplane was this?
I don't know.
Look, Kinsman, you're right out of the green screen.
I know. I'm over
Whose airplane was this?
I am.
Jamie.
Stumped.
I'm going to say, geez, I don't know. That looks,
You guys want a hint?
yeah, let's get a hint here.
Well, since my baby left me, she
Elvis.
found a new
Elvis
place to
Presley.
dwell.
But he said Elvis Presley I said Elvis. yeah.
He said, oh. He started.
I'll give the point. I have to give the point to Mark. I do want you to win.
Have a point.
I'm trying to lean your way, but he was pretty quick. It was because of my great singing, baby.
Someone said Denzel Washington
So,
at Joanne.
True story. Someone actually just purchased Elvis's plane. It sat on the runway, I think, for 25 to 30 years, and they just purchased it in auction.
Well, and again, planes, you could service that and get that thing airborne again.
Yeah.
Ronnie.
All right.
Next slide. This is going to be a timed one. Who is this?
I'm gonna do the show down here. There we go.
Sully.
Sully is right for 1 point to make it 4-2, I think. 4-2, Ronnie?
Sully.
What did he do, Kinsman?
He landed a plane correctly on the Hudson River.
That's right. I'm going to award a point to Mark. So I think it's 4-3.
4-3.
Have I tabulated the points right?
Great movie, by the way.
Yes,
when
yes,
they
yes.
brought it
Okay.
back.
I think we're on the last slide, aren't we, Ronnie?
All right. Ready? Do I have to kneel again?
Second last. This is a
last
timed one.
slide.
This is a timed one, Kinsman.
All right.
Ronnie, name this movie.
Jeez. It's got
front of the guy?
Gerard Butler in it. I'm going to say Plane.
Yes.
Planes.
It's plane. It's a trivia question.
Gerard,
plane.
Trivia question about planes. And you got the 4-4. All right.
4-4.
That
So
one was just in theaters a few weeks ago.
So here's the dilemma here, Noel. It's 4-4 between two contestants. We have one more slide to go. Who is going to be the most knowledgeable aviator here in Timmins?
Well, we're going to find out in a minute.
As Noel's our guest, he's going to have the opportunity
To guess first.
to guess this one. If Noel happens to get it wrong, we're going to pass it over to Mark.
All right.
If Mark gets it wrong, Noel gets the point.
Okay.
Because our guests get a little bit of a perk here. Okay?
Should be a breeze. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna,
If it's a movie, you might have the upper hand.
I don't know.
It's okay.
I don't know.
All right, Ronnie, post
Ready?
this slide.
Okay, let's get out of the way for him.
If there's a disaster on a plane, you want this actor to save you. Starred in the movie Taken. Liam Neeson.
I'm having a brain fart on this one too.
You don't know who that is?
Well, I know who
He stars in every
I know
action,
who it
3
is.
action movies a month.
I know. It's
Okay, you know what?
It's Liam Nielsen.
Okay, hold on. It's not your turn to answer,
Well,
Kinsman.
I'm just saying. I know who it is.
I'm going to let Noel look at the comments.
Liam
'cause
Nielsen.
Yeah, Liam Neeson. There you go. You lost, Kinsman.
Liam Neeson.
You lost.
I said Nielsen. You said Neeson. You got it right.
And it was his. It was his.
If you watch Wheel of Fortune, you get the one
Can you
syllable
imagine him
wrong.
on a game show, always out talking the host and answering with, "You're disqualified."
I'm disqualified for knowing too much knowledge.
You need Liam Neeson to save the day, pal.
I was expecting a Cessna or
Yeah.
a,
Oh,
or a
yeah.
Piper.
Yeah.
Oh, you came to the wrong show for that.
What's his famous line in like every movie?
Yeah.
I know what you did. Coming after you. I'm going to kill you.
Wow.
No?
Mark's a pretty violent guy there.
No.
Settle down there, Kinsman. You need your coffee or what?
Liam Neeson.
So now we finally came to the conclusion. The most knowledgeable
The
aviator.
most knowledgeable aviator in Timmins is the Timmins Top Gun.
Yeah.
I've nicknamed it. You need to make a hat.
Yeah.
Get some merch there. The Timmins Top Gun, and there you go. Yeah, he's
right.
he's the top aviator in Timmins. And again, I always see posts saying, "Hey, I want to go up." They know you fly there quite regularly. If they ever wanted to, someone ever wanted to meet you to, take a tour of a
Come out
plane,
and see
can
the
they just
airplane,
message you?
especially with the kids.
Yeah.
Like, yes, they're kids. Even if they're 4, 5, 6 years old and they have an airplane that they love to play with, they want to see an airplane. Contact
You'll
me.
take the 10 minutes.
Come out and take
Yeah.
a look at the airplane. They can come and sit inside and have a look at it and just kind of give them that great feeling. That's the smiles. Like we've done it to Mark's kids. So
Yeah,
by all
my boys'
means,
pictures, they still love it. You were pulling around the Young Eagles, the mock plane, which you had, trailing
yeah,
around
the little
city.
trailer's been around for
Yeah.
quite a few years.
Which is technically a cockpit that could, and we were talking about this, you could still wire that up and that plane could still fly.
Yeah, you take an airplane mechanic and have that thing refurbished and put an engine on it. Definitely, wings obviously you need. So it would take some work, but it would get it up and going.
John wants to know how many snakes were aboard Snakes on the Plane. I think 57.
I think 57 planes, snakes.
57. Okay. Oof.
Remember that movie?
Snakes
on a Plane. Well,
was with.
we appreciate you, my good friend. Thanks for coming in. Congratulations on the
Thanks so much.
championship here. How does it feel? Another disappointing loss.
Another disappointing loss, but it was close. But you know what? The Timmins Top Gun, yes, needs to take home the Top Gun prize as top aviator.
He took you down the highway to the danger
Down
zone.
the highway to the danger zone.
All right, Ronnie,
Yes.
let's close it out. Noel
Close her
Belair,
out. All
we
right,
appreciate
Noel,
him.
We appreciate you. The Young Eagles appreciate you. And again, people are already looking forward to next year's Young Eagles. And we're looking forward to coming up again.
Thank you to everyone that helped out for the 2023 Young Eagles. We're looking forward to getting it bigger and better for next year. more sponsors. Keep an eye out on our pages.
You guys want to hear more of my Elvis? For when he
No
When
Elvis,
my
but
baby left me.
she found a new place to dwell. No, to dwell.
Dwell.
Yeah,
Okay,
to
well,
go.
I didn't even know his plane. I don't know his music. I'm terrible.
At Heartbreak Hotel.
All right.
You want to say something? You want to end it, Kinsman?
Go follow the Northern Flying Chef, because not only are you a top aviator, you also cook as well. You want to?
I do
give you a
love-
shameless plug to your cooking.
I do enjoy cooking and just funny videos and have fun cooking in general. There's a lot on that page. A lot of people have posted different recipes on the page. Go in.
The
go on.
cauliflower joke.
The cauliflower one is really good. The smash burgers is great. There's a lot of different dishes on there, so give them a try. And I thank the people that actually put them on there. I tried them out, and keep trying, keep eating.
Don't eat too much, though. The Piper will need longer runway.
Yeah, for sure.
All right,
You got
we're
more
done.
questions?
No, I think we're done. But an awesome night, and again, thanks again, Noel Belair, Top Gun in the city, Top Gun in airplane trivia. Name that plane.
Heartbreak
Till next time.
Hotel.
Take it away, Ronnie.
Let's celebrate like the new year. Just like you know what you're doing. Move till you're losing control. Oh, put up your glass for a toast now. Let's make it last to the sundown. Tell them we made it, you know. Tonight we gonna make it loud. Let's get up, let's get way too wild. They cannot take away from ya. What's inside, see it shine on ya. You shine like diamond. You keep it bright, keep on burning like a fire. You light me up, or you light me like a lighter. Feels like this could be something, yeah. Let's celebrate like the new year. Just like you know what you're doing. Move till you're losing control. Oh, put up your glass for a toast now. Let's make it last to the sundown. Tell them we made it, you know. But I'm praying harder. We went far, but we going farther. Love the sound, so we turn it all up. We dancing all night, oh I know you. Feel the rhythm in your feet, yeah. Keep moving forward, believe this. Toast to the ones who can see it. Yeah, let's celebrate like the new year. Just like you know what you're doing.